Hey traders, welcome back to the channel. In this video, we're going to talk about TLRY, ticker symbol TLRY. Now, this is going to be a very similar video to the one we did last week where I just focus on the charts. Last week, we talked about, this big potential opportunity buying near the key 1690 level, and those ads have paid off. And in this video, I'm also going to focus on the charts, showing you guys a bigger trend that is forming and how TLRY is on the verge of a massive breakout. After that, we're going to do the usual chart breakdown, taking a look at key levels, key indicators, and more, so we know how to best play this stock moving forward. So without any further ado, leave a thumbs up on this video, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and let's get started. Okay, so if you do zoom back on the TLRY chart just a little bit, taking a look at the price action we've seen over the last year or so, you're going to start to notice a very interesting trend form, specifically after we kind of got out of this consolidation zone from February to September, October. Well, we started to break back into a longer term uptrend. And, throughout the past few months, we've started to establish kind of a little bit of a flag here. We've been touching the upper bounds more recently, but we also have these lower bounds that were being respected. And right now, we're kind of nearing the end of this pennant. And once that comes to an end, a decision is going to have to be made of what direction we're going to go. However, this looks to be a bullish pennant, and I am fully expecting that with all the catalysts that TLRY has coming up for it this year, it is going to be a bullish breakout, and it's a breakout that's going to be sending us a lot higher. I mean, I'm talking about retesting the 30s, the 40s, maybe even the 50s within the next month or two. So, this is something that's very, very exciting to take a look at if you haven't taken a look a little bit longer term on what's happening with TLRY. But now, as always, let's go shorter term. We're going to go back into the 1 minute and talk about indicators. So the first indicator to take a look at, we do still have about an hour and a half till market close, but we're sitting below the VWAP right now. So that's a little bit bearish heading into tomorrow. We did have this huge rip up in the morning. So maybe a little more consolidation tomorrow. However, all other indicators are looking fairly bullish. Okay. We were able to recross over this 21-day EMA today, which currently sits at 1802. This is a very positive sign, indicating that things are starting to look very bullish for TLRY in the short term, kind of as we approach the breakout zone. We are also sitting above the 50-day moving average here at 1716 and the 200-day moving average, which currently sits in the $15 range, indicating that TLRY is sitting in very bullish position in the intermediate to long term as well. The final indicator to take a look at going back to the 1 day is the RSI. And the RSI is still sitting in neutral territory despite nothing but positive movement over the last week. And all that tells you is that there is a lot more room to run on TLRY. So that is another very positive sign for the stock. Now taking a look at key resistance and support levels heading into tomorrow. So like I said, still an hour and a half to go before market closes, but assuming we close near these levels, well, the first support we're going to have is right here at 1840. It continued to hold as a support last week as we try to break above it. Unfortunately, we're not able to. However, today we were able to, and we are currently sitting above it. So it's going to be the first line to hold. After that, we have a much bigger support zone right here from 1785 to $18. So that is a very, very good spot to maybe even target some buys if you're interested in either opening a position or adding to your position. By opening a position at these levels, you are minimizing your risk, maximizing your reward. You know that if it does break under back into the 1770s, 1760s, well, you can just cut your position knowing that we're probably going to go start to retest the $17 level. However, if it does hold, well, all of a sudden you have nothing but upside. So very, very interesting ad zone right there. After that, we do have 1730. And like I said last week, we have a major, major zone right here at 1690. If it does break 1690, the chart's going to start to look a lot more bearish. However, I anticipate that there's going to be a lot of buyers stepping in before we even retest that level. So that's what we got for support zones. Now taking a look at resistance zones. We do have a resistance zone right above us right here at 1885 and then another one at 1925. So We inched close to it today. However, we were not able to really claim this zone. However, I do expect that if we do get a little bit more consolidation, we're going to make another push to the upside. And if we do break above 1925, that's where things are going to start to look interesting. Okay. We're going to start to test this break out of this huge trend. And if we can break out from that trend, well, we do have $20 resistance, but the stock is going to start to fly. Okay. A lot of room to run into the 21s, into the 22s. So that is something to keep in mind. All we need to do is really get that clean break above 1925, and then we are going to test a big breakout. So very positive indications from the chart. It's a very exciting play. Another thing I want to just point out when it comes to just analyzing the flow, unusual options activity. We did see a giant influx alert today for calls that are expiring at the end of the week. Okay, we have these 702 expiration dates on Tilray $20 calls, massive volume right here, 20,000 in volume. Ultimately, meaning that if we do get to that breakout at some point this week, we're also going to see a gamma squeeze as all the institutions selling these calls are going to have to hedge their positions. And this is ultimately going to push the stock price up a lot higher. So things could start to look very interesting, kind of very similar to what we saw in early February when the stock ran from $20, right around where we are now, all the way to a high of about $70, $80. So that potential is definitely forming once again, and the options activity is there to back that claim up. And finally, last thing to take a look at is going to be the volume. What we're seeing right now is just we are consolidating volume. Nevertheless, the price action remains positive, and that is a very good sign. Okay, we're slowly grinding our way up. We have clean price action, and I expect that if we do go to that breakout zone, that's when the volume is going to come in. So make sure to pay attention to the volume. If you do see the volume start to spike to the upside, then we are much more likely to break out. It is going to be your best indicator that's going to tell you what happens next when it comes to price action. Definitely keep an eye on this, but let me know what you think happens next for Tilray, what your thoughts are. I'm always very interested in to hear your feedback. If you have any questions for me, let me know. I'm happy to answer them. If you like this video, hit me with a thumbs up. If you want to see more content like this, please subscribe to my channel. And aside from that, have a great rest of your night.